Hello, I'm Sophia.
And hey, I'm Kristin, and we are
Under the Barbell.
Over the Bullshit.
And we're a podcast for women who are sick of being told to just eat less, move more, and what they really want is to get strong, take up space, feel confident, and age well.
That's what we're all about, empowering women to live for more than a before and after photo.
So, wherever you are, grab a coffee or a pre-workout and hit play, because your anti-diet culture BFFs have arrived. What up, you Bob fam?
Hey, you bobbers.
Hey. What's up?
Oh, how's it going,
Happy Tuesday.
friend? What's that?
Except for it's Wednesday. I said happy Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. That's why I was like, what?
Wednesday for us.
Except it's not Tuesday? Oh, it's Tuesday for them. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Exactly. If they're
listening on the day it's dropped. Happy Tuesday.
So I need to tell you my story.
Please do. I've been eagerly waiting since your text yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been eagerly waiting to hear your story.
Listen, if you have fur babies, you're gonna feel my pain. Yeah. So we got a new fridge, which hell yeah, we're so stoked about it because the one that we have is just like so old, and we just needed a new one. Okay, so we had two guys come, and before they came, Kiana was like, make sure to put our cats. We have 3 cats and 1 dog. So our dog's name is Nova, cat Toast, cat Sushi, cat Nala.
So they're amazing names. Okay,
I know we love them. And so yeah, she said that, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll make sure that they're in there. Well, I put them in there. I peeked in actually, and I saw them in our bedroom, and I was like, okay, great. But I didn't like double check. Like I saw them, but also I wasn't. I think I was not super. What's the word? Like I just didn't make sure. I guess like I thought I saw them all in there, whatever. So these 2 guys come, and I open the door. Hello. And they brought in the new fridge. But before that, they had to prop the door open. And okay, so back up a second. Before that, when they pulled our old fridge out, I grabbed the broom because it was a lot of shit back there. So I just quickly sweeped. And so I didn't look at the front door or anything. They were out. I thought just getting the new fridge. I swept quick. They came back up to the door. I was over there, and they were propping it open. And so they had their tools. They were trying to do whatever they were doing. And I was looking the entire time, like, okay, just watching them do that. And during them installing the new fridge, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna double check that everyone is accounted for in the bedroom. I go in there, and I see Nala, and I see Sushi, and I see Nova, and I'm like, Toast, where the fuck, what? And I'm like looking everywhere, under the bed, closet, and I'm not seeing him.
No.
I'm like, fuck me, god damn it. And so I briefly look outside, because in my head, I'm like, okay, the only time that Toast could have gotten out was when I was sweeping, and if the door was open, which I didn't think that it was, because it doesn't stay open unless you prop it open, and the guys were out there, and then they had come up when I had come up. So I'm like, I don't know, it could have been open, could have not. I just didn't know for sure at that point. And so I was watching for him. I was going outside. I asked the guys, I was like, hey, did you see a cat go out by chance? Or like, have you seen? And they're like, nope, we haven't seen a cat at all. And I'm like, okay, well, I was like, if this cat goes out, Toast hates the outside. We've tried taking him on a walk. He doesn't like it. But lately he's been like curious. Like he'll go up towards the door and like try and go out a little bit. So I'm like, God, fuck. Like what if he went out? And yeah, so then after they left, I'm looking everywhere for this cat. I'm looking in the basement. I looked behind the washer and the dryer. I looked in all of the cabinets, like everywhere. No sign of Toast. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta call Kiana. So I think I texted her, and I was like, babe, I can't find Toast. And so she calls me. She eventually comes home. At this point, I've already like scoped out the neighbors. I've walked a little bit. And then even one guy was driving. He's like, hey, are you looking for something? Because he could tell. I was like, yeah, I'm looking for our cat. Like, I think he maybe got out. And he actually, oh my God, bless his heart. I haven't seen him yet. I need to thank him again. But he drove around. He's like, all right, I'll drive around, see if I can find him. He asked me what the name was and the color and everything. So Kiana comes home. At this point, we've been searching. We go out with food. It's been like 3 hours. I'm walking. My feet hurt.
God.
Like Yeah, I was walking for like 3 hours. She was at home inside just, like, watching for him. We're going up and down, and my hope is that he is well, not that he's scared, but that he's just, like, in a small space and staying there and
Yeah.
not going out and, like, running in streets or anything, and I'm driving around and I'm coming home, and in my head, I'm like, "Okay, I should maybe, I'm gonna get the food and the water and put it outside just in case."
Yeah.
I've also asked people around. Anytime I saw someone, I'm like, "Hey, have you seen this cat?" And meanwhile, I'm, like, bawling, asking them. My
Oh.
eyes are red. Yeah, I'm, like, crying, and, so I'm coming home, and that was my game plan, was to just set out the food and water and continue my searches, and, I get a call from Kiana in the car, and I'm in my head, I'm like, the only reason she should be calling me, hopefully, is that she has found him.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Babe, I found him. He was inside." He was inside the
The
entire
whole
time.
time?
Yes. So
Where was he?
she was on her phone, I guess, looking up, like, how to get cats to come out or what to do if they ran outside, and one of the things was to put litter out, so she was walking through the kitchen and was gonna go downstairs to get the litter. Well, as she was walking through the kitchen, she's looking at her phone, all of a sudden she sees Toast, like, just standing, like, but also she could tell that he was, like, kind of scared, but it's crazy because when I was looking for him in the house, I had the food. He is a fat boy. He loves food. So, like, when I was, like, trying to shake the food, I was calling his name, but it must have scared him. He must have been scared from the guys that came, like, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know, and we have no clue where he possibly could have been because
Oh,
I looked
man.
under the bed downstairs unless he was maybe, like, held on to the mat. I don't know. We have no idea, no idea, but I'm just so thankful. But it was an emotionally
Oh.
exhausting day. I had to cancel one of my clients because I was looking for him,
Yeah.
and I don't nap ever. When I bartended, I napped, but I don't nap ever, and I napped after this. That
Yeah.
emotionally exhausted.
Honestly, crying is
Yes,
so exhausting.
yes, yes. I went to my clients, that night, and my eyes were swollen, like, I just you could just tell.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's my story from yesterday. I'm so glad that he's
Oh,
home and he's
I'm
okay,
glad
but
he's
holy shit,
okay.
I'm gonna triple check next time. Kiana, I'm so sorry.
Uh,
And, yeah, so it was bad. Mhm.
yeah,
But that
rough
little he was
times.
just he was there the entire time.
Oh my god. Man, the things we do for our pets. I have a dog, just one now. We used to have two. And I always said, like, I growing up, I only ever had one dog, but my husband and I ended up with two dogs. And once I saw how different they were when there was more than one of them, I was like, I will never have just one dog ever again. It's like they need each other. They love each other. Like dogs are
Oh,
pack animals, you know? And so I
yes.
always said I will never just have one dog. And then and then we had 2 dogs previously. We had a Maltese named Reese, and we had an Italian Greyhound named Lucy, and they were 1 year apart from each other. Lucy was 1 year younger than Reese, and Reese died just 1 month before her 16th birthday, and Lucy died just a few months before her 17th birthday. And so, I mean, long time. You know, we had them for and we got both of them as puppies. And so after Reese died, not long after that, Lucy was diagnosed with cancer. And so I kind of started to panic a little bit because I work from home and Lucy was my coworker. And, you know, and I mean, we've had dogs now for 16 years or whatever. And so I was telling my husband, I'm like, I am ready to get another dog, but he wasn't. Like after Reese died, like it hit all of us really, really hard. He was like, I just don't think I'm ready yet. And I'm like, okay, but I need you to understand, like you don't work from home. I do. Like the thought of being in this house like completely empty all day long, I don't think my heart can take it. We are such dog people. I'm like, I don't think I can do it. So finally, there were a lot of things that went into all this, but ultimately finally he came around to getting a dog, and as soon as he said that, I immediately go on like all the rescue websites and stuff looking, and I found an adorable little not a Maltese, hello, that was Reese, Chihuahua. And so we ended up, like, you know, you do the adoption paperwork and the interview and all that, we ended up getting her. And she wanted absolutely nothing to do with Lucy. And poor Lucy is elderly as hell. She has cancer. Like, all she wants to do is cuddle with the dog. And Chloe's like, nah, we're not doing that. Like, no, you, and she'd like growl at her and show her teeth. And we're like, bro, she's deaf. She can't hear your growling anyway. Like, just stop trying to be a little badass. You weigh 6 pounds, you know? But Lucy ended up living like for 2 more years after that when they were telling us like 30 days. She ended up living for like
Wow.
2
Oh
more
my
years.
gosh.
And like, well, we switched her food. We switched her to, we're giving her the farmer's dog food, which is like human grade, whatever food. We switched her from kibble because she had stopped eating a couple of times. And we were like, oh no, like this is it. But then we would switch it up and she'd start eating again. And so I swear that food, I will swear by it, that that food is what gave us 2 more years with her. But now she died just this past December. And so now Chloe, the Chihuahua, is here by herself. And we've talked about getting her a sibling, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure she wants to be an only dog. Like, she just doesn't seem any kind of interested in other animals. So I'm like, as much as I want another dog, I don't think, like, she like wanted nothing to do with Lucy. She was completely annoyed with her entire existence. She's very protective of me,
Wants to be an only
especially.
child.
I'm like, I think, as much as I said before I would never have only one dog, I'm pretty sure she is quite content being the center of all of the attention.
Yeah.
So
I feel
that's,
like that makes sense for a chihuahua.
yeah, it might, but she is very much my dog. She's a lot like me. There were a lot of running jokes. I'll have to actually send you some pictures. When I first got her, my clients actually started making like pick stitch things and stuff of us. They were like, you know how you say that, or you know how they say that people look like their animals? And then they were like pick stitching my picture next to her. And I'm like, oh my God, like legit, legit. I looked like my chihuahua, or my chihuahua looked like me. I don't know how she's right here. Hold on, I'll get her.
Oh, yeah, let's see her. Oh my
Here she is.
god.
Do we look alike? People are like, oh my God, she's blonde, she's small.
Yes,
Um,
cute.
but yeah, so that was like, everyone would, like, I would post a picture of something or whatever, and they would look at me and they'd be like, and you think you don't look like her? I'm like, shut up, she's a dog.
That's
Like, what the, she's
hilarious.
a really cute dog, but
Yes.
nonetheless a dog. But anyway,
Aw.
yeah, so that's my fur animal situation, is just Chloe here now. So
Yeah, aw, cute.
only
I love
one to
them. I
keep.
was never it's funny, I was never, like, a cat or dog person growing up. I was definitely not a cat person, but then, Kiana had a cat who was very, very cuddly, and
Mm.
he unexpectedly passed away last I think it was last January, like, yeah, but, I was not a cat person, and now I'm 100% a cat person, and, I'm very pro dog. Like, I'm not one or the other, I'm both. I love them both, but
Yeah.
cats are fucking amazing. They just are.
I like
They're
cats, I'm
amazing.
just allergic to them. That's my
Oh, no!
issue with cats. I like them. I mean, I take, like, allergy medicine every day just because 'cause I'm kind of allergic to, like, earth, life, everything. So I do take allergy medicine every day, but I just gotta, like, I can be around them, I just don't pet them. Like, my brother has 2 cats, so when I would go visit him, they would, like, come up to me and, like, try to, like, engage with me, and I just tell them, "I'm not your people. Like, I think you're great, but I'm just not your people." Like, I
Not
can't
your
touch
people.
them, cuddle them, hold them,
Oh my
because that would be too much, you know? I can be in the
yeah.
space, but I can't be, like,
Yeah.
all over them. So
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, what does your shirt
anyway.
say? I was just
Oh,
reading that.
oh, yeah, my shirt, so it's August, and I know it's not fall yet, it's technically still summer, but, like, we're back to school, it's kinda,
Getting
it's
there.
pre-fall, right? So
Mhm.
this one is, my favorite season is the fall of the patriarchy.
Oh, that's good.
Um, so I was like, I debated on saving this one for September, and I was like, whatever, I can wear it again. It's no big deal.
That's good.
So
I
yeah,
like
so
it.
that's what we got today.
Nice.
And so my shit today, this will be quick, but I cannot let the first podcast recording since the announcement of Taylor Swift's new album go without mentioning Taylor Swift's new album.
I just saw this. It's everywhere now.
It's everywhere. It's
Yep.
everywhere. So for those that don't know, I am a very big Swiftie, myself and
I
my
would not have
sister.
guessed that, by the way.
Really?
Yes, you don't look I think just I like, from looking from the outside in,
Mhm.
and then I saw, like, I think I saw something that you had, in the background or something, I
Oh
don't
yeah, I
remember,
have a
but
couple of things on the wall. Yeah.
yes, and then we talked about it, and I think it just I didn't see you as a Swiftie. I don't know why. I don't even know what Swifties look like. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think people just assume first of all, I'm pretty old. I'm definitely on the old end of being a Swiftie. Like most are probably more into like
Gen Z.
30s, 20s, you know. I mean, I've loved her since 2006, like the very first
Mhm.
record, very first album. My husband laughs and makes jokes because I used to live in Las Vegas and we are originally from Ohio. So we were Cleveland baseball fan, Cleveland sports fans in general, but at the time they were the Indians, now they're the Guardians, but their spring training is in Arizona. And so every year on my son's spring break, we would drive down to Arizona and we would go watch spring training games and whatever. And I normally drive just because I'm a little bit of a control freak. I kind of drive everywhere. And it's like a 5-hour drive from Vegas to where they play. And my husband fell asleep. And listen, if you're going to fall asleep, I'm going to listen to whatever I want to listen to, like, you know.
Right.
And apparently he claims he wasn't actually sleeping. He just had my eyes closed. Like homie snores. Like, I'm sorry, you were sleeping. But he's like we ended up listening to Taylor Swift for the full 5 hours all the way to Goodyear, Arizona. And this would have been like in 2011 or 12 maybe, like it was
Yeah.
long before she was who she is now, you know.
Yes.
And yeah, like those people are always like, they think that it's like a bandwagon thing just because of the tour or this and that. I'm like, no, y'all, I've got a history with Taylor Swift.
Got a history. Oh my
But
gosh.
I love her. But since the tour, I did not get to go. I couldn't get tickets. But since the tour, though, it's just kind of, she's obviously like blown up in an
Yeah.
insane way, you know. And
Yeah.
my sister-in-law, Rachel, hi Rachel, I know you're listening. She also is a huge Swiftie. And so she and I spend a lot of time, and it's almost every single day of the week. We will text each other something about something, whether it's like some of her like little Easter eggs that she hides that gives hints to like other things that are happening or whatever.
Oh, I
Like,
didn't know that. That's cool.
oh girl, I could go on forever. I won't because we'll be here all day. But
Yeah.
she hides, there's like sneaky little things that she'll do or she'll wear or she'll say or a post, certain emojis, things like that that you can start connecting and it
That's
hints to
cool.
something that's coming.
I love
And
that shit.
so for a long time, people speculated that this next album is going to be orange. And there's also other theories about orange that is like lost albums and stuff that I won't get into. But like, honestly, we're almost never right when you make all these guesses, like people do like crazy math and counting days and adding things together, doing all this crazy stuff to make all these theories fit. And like, 1,000 times out of 1,000, they're wrong most of the time. But when this one actually came out to actually be orange, we were like, oh, we were right. We
Yeah.
got one. But tonight is she'll be on Travis's podcast tonight.
I saw, like, a preview of
Yeah.
that. That's how I think I found
hmm
out about the
And
album. Maybe I saw
so we hope that tonight, because we don't even know what the release date is. We just know the name of it and we know the color scheme, orange and like a mint green. And so hopefully on the podcast tonight, we'll find out when the release date is. And
that. Mhm.
y'all can bet this is not the last time you'll hear me talking about
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
I will say that I wouldn't classify myself as a Swiftie. I like her songs, but actually when the first time I heard her and fell in love with her songs, I think I don't remember if it was middle school or high school, but it was when YouTube was a big thing. She was only on YouTube, and Teardrops on My Guitar
Yeah.
and Tim McGraw. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah.
Yep.
Those songs were on repeat. And Tim
Yes.
McGraw was actually one of my ringtones, or it was maybe a ringback tone when that was a thing.
Oh my God.
But yes. But yeah, those were some of my favorite songs. Teardrops
Yep.
on My Guitar, Tim McGraw. I feel like there's maybe one or two others, but
Yeah. Those are the
yep.
OGs, man. That was from like
Oh
her very
geez.
first. Yeah. That's
Oh
that's
geez.
2006 Taylor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Okay, 2006. That was high
yeah.
school.
Yeah. And I kind of fell off a little bit. I didn't love like We're Never Ever Getting Back Together, whatever the hell that song's called. I didn't love that song or that album, but that album was like the weird one where like she was still trying to pretend to be country, but everybody knew she
Mm.
wasn't country. Like it was kind of a
Mhm.
weird thing for me. And then I kind of fell off. I still listened to like some of the old stuff, but I didn't really keep up too much. And then she dropped the COVID albums, like the pandemic albums. There's two of them, Folklore and Evermore. And I was like, okay, this is different because they're a little more like folk music as opposed to
Yeah.
like they're not very poppy at all, really. I was like, oh, this is different. And then that was kind of the end of that. And then she released her Midnight's album not long before the tour started. And that
Mm,
album like brought me back. Like I love that album. Like
mm,
there's several
mhm.
songs on there that are like totally my jam.
There's one song that was on today when I was training someone for Midnight's album, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it was really, really good. I was like, "Oh shit, this, like, is awesome. I need to
Yeah.
listen to that."
It's really good. And I actually have a tattoo. I don't know if I have it's a over here. It's like lyrics from You're on Your Own, Kid. And it says
What does it say?
there were pages turned with the bridges burned. There was a lot of shit happening in
Yeah.
life at one point, and it required me to kind of peace out, I guess, and sort of
Mhm.
move on and do my own thing in a couple of different senses of the word. And so that part of the song, like super every time it would play, like that would resonate with me so much. And so I'm like, you
Yeah.
know what? I need that tattoo. So I have that
Yeah.
tattooed on me. It's like all my tattoos mean things. I have a lot and they're very random and
Same.
like put all over random spots of my body, but they all mean something. And so
Mhm. Same. I'm
so
itching
that's
for
that.
more.
Dude,
I know
always.
what I'm gonna get, but I just need to set an appointment and do it, so,
Yeah, we have a list.
yeah.
My husband and I have a list. So anytime we
Nice.
get the opportunity, we're like, which one off the list are we going to want? But
Nice.
that'll be another day because we could keep talking forever about that. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
we should probably get into this episode, I
Let's do it.
suppose,
What's the
huh?
topic today?
Today we're going to talk about bullshit marketing and just things to look out for, things to be aware of, and things to not fall for when you are out shopping and looking at things because marketers are really, really, really good at what they do. That's the whole point. They literally went to college for this. And so it's up to us as consumers to be super aware and educated on the matter so that we don't end up falling for things that probably aren't quite true. And we're going to mainly kind of keep our focus here a little bit on like grocery store type
Yeah.
marketing, food products, stuff like that. We actually discussed before we started recording here that we're aware that there are a lot of other areas of bullshit marketing out there,
Mhm.
especially in the health and fitness and wellness world. There's some crazy stuff, and that we'll save that for another episode. Today, we're going to try to keep our focus on things in the grocery store.
Yeah, because we could really go down the rabbit hole if
Yeah, could be
but
here all
we're trying
day.
not to do that.
Yeah, we're gonna
Try not.
try not to talk so much and keep these episodes a little more
Yeah.
concise. So,
Yes.
all right, you want to get started on one that you don't
Yeah.
like or bugs you?
Yes. So really, and I think we had this in our list, but we moved it to this, sooner because, of well, we'll get into protein, but and a good tip for that you have, but I was in a gas station with Kiana, and we were looking at stuff, I actually showed her the protein tip, and she uses it now. She loved it, I think, and so when we talked about this though, that like there's protein cookies, protein bars,
Mhm.
protein foods, like it's marketed and labeled as a protein thing, but when you
Yeah.
really look at the ingredients, the nutrition facts, it's really not high protein at all. It's just
Mm-mm.
marketed that way. And so the high protein cookie, especially that's a pretty big one that I see a lot, but also protein bars. So
Yeah.
what this is a good time. What is your tip for
Okay.
figuring out if it's actually high protein or not?
Yeah. So we call it the high protein check. And this is exclusively for protein products. This doesn't necessarily apply to like whole foods so much because while we do want to eat high protein in our macros, we talked about this in the last episode, it doesn't necessarily apply like when you're looking at your overall meal. I think I've had some people get confused with that. So we're specifically talking about the protein bars, chips, cookies, whatever, all the protein products out there that are marketed with real big the word protein on it and or even it'll say high protein or protein packed and things like that. Then you turn it over and you look at the nutrition label. And what you want to look for is you want to find how many grams of protein are in it, and then you want to look at the calories. And so, for example, if there are 10 grams of protein in it, you just want to put a zero at the end of that 10 to make the number 100. And now you're going to compare 100 to the calories. And if the calories are more than 100, this is not a high protein item. So, in another example, you might, a lot of things for some reason tend to come with 20 grams of protein. Like a lot of the high protein stuff, the chips and the cookies will say 20 grams of protein. Okay, so I put my zero on. Now I have the number 200, and you want that number to be 200 or less. If it's the calorie number is 200 or less, then that is actually a high protein product, and that might be one worth getting. But a lot of times, especially a lot of these things, and I know we're going to get into talking about like the plant-based stuff and whatever, but this really tends to happen with a lot of the more plant-based products. They will tout themselves as protein or whatever, but it'll only have like 12 grams of protein in it, but this thing will be 250 or 300 calories. And so 12 with a zero on it is 120. That is nowhere near 250 or 300. That is not a high protein item. And you're better off getting something else. I remember I did a video years ago. Gosh, I should go back and find it. My hair, I can even picture my hair. It was very scary. But it was really, you got to see it. You'll laugh if you see my hair from back then. But I did one on, there was like these, it was in the protein bar section at the grocery store, and they were basically like Reese's cups, but like not Reese's. Oh, how am I supposed to say it? Because Kiana's going to yell at me if I don't say it right.
Oh, how did you
Reese.
say it? Just
I said Reese's. Is it Reese's? Reese's
no.
cups. Reese's cups. Is that correct?
Reese's, not
Oh, I
Reese's,
was
not Reese's.
okay. Okay, I was saying it right, Kiana. I said it right the first time. Don't yell. No. She's gonna call us out. Okay, so they are basically Reese's cups, but they're not. They weren't Reese's brand. They were like some natural brand, and so I did a video on showing them. And yeah, they had a little bit more protein in them than a Reese's cup would have, but they were literally only like 20 calories less or something. And I was like, in this instance, I would be like, just enjoy the one that actually tastes good. The brand name Reese's cup, get your protein somewhere else. Like it, you really have to pay attention because they'll put it in like this brown packaging that looks all natural and healthy and wonderful, and they'll put, fucking leaves on it or some shit. It's all just marketing.
It's just
It,
very misleading because, like, if you don't know, if you're, like, brand new to learning how to eat macros, maybe tracking, nutrition, if you're brand new to that and you go and look at different food items, you will see high protein, and then it's like, "Oh, this is high protein. I'm gonna get it."
mm-hmm.
But, like, if you don't know to look, how to see, then it makes it more confusing, but it's just misleading, and a lot of times it's just higher carbs and fat. You're not actually getting more protein like what you think you're getting. This also reminds me of cereals, like cereals, highly processed, high in sugar, high in it's just like it's not nutrient dense. I love cereal, don't get me wrong. It's just not nutrient dense, but something else that's misleading is when it says whole grain, when it says heart healthy, when it says even higher protein or low in sugar, like whatever it is, it's just false marketing. It's very
Yeah.
misleading.
Yeah, exactly. The one that I had on my list was like the low fat or fat free thing.
Yeah.
While, yeah, maybe it is low fat, fat free. Like I'm a big fan of like I eat a lot of fat free Greek yogurt. I'm not saying it's bad and you shouldn't eat it, but when you're looking at those things, if they removed something like the fat or whatever, you need to look at what did they add. And usually
Yes.
they added sugar or they added, something else. They've got to keep it tasting good or you're not going to buy it, right? So,
Yeah, it's just a bunch of like other random stuff that's
yeah.
in it.
Yep. So they
That's
take that out, but they swapped it with something else. It isn't just, entirely. So you got to really pay
yeah.
attention and just know what you're looking for. And I found when I was starting out that just comparing lots of different products is how I kind of learned what was what. Like, I might take something that did say low fat and something that didn't and be like, okay, well, what is the difference? Like, what did get added to this low fat one? And that just kind of helped
Yeah.
educate me a little bit. So I knew what to look for on certain things to know, if it was actually good. And
Yeah.
like things like cheese, you have like a regular cheddar cheese and a low fat cheddar cheese. Those I was like, okay, all they mostly did with that is swap whole milk for 2% milk. So I'm like, okay, like that I can get behind. But then when you have some of these other products where it's like, like dressings is a good one, like low fat dressings. If you look at what got added into that to make the low fat dressing, sometimes it's like, what even is that?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the brand, what is it? It's a very popular brand because it's like I don't know if it's zero sugar or
Is
zero
it the
fat or
skinny
what.
girl or something like that
No,
maybe?
I'm gonna look it up because I want to give this as an example.
Oh gosh,
Oh, what is it?
I think I might know what you're talking about. They have syrup and they have dressing and they
Yep,
have
yes.
yes, what is that called? I used to buy it. Oh my god. It's on the tip of my tongue. I
I
hate
know, I'm
that.
looking it up.
Okay, good. But yeah, they have, like, pancake syrup, they have dressings, they ha
Walden Farms.
yes, that's it. Well, oh,
That's
wait,
what
is
it
it
is,
oh, yeah, maybe it is, yeah. Sorry.
right? I think I
Because one of them is, like, the yogurt-based dressings and stuff that end up are low, and one of them is
no, it's Walden Farms I'm thinking of
okay.
because, yeah, they have a bunch of different and there might be another one too, but I've just never been a fan of them because even though, like, it's marketed, it's 0, uh hold on.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of too. You're right.
Yeah, 0 calories. Oh, it's 0 calories, 0 net carbs, fat free, all of those things, but when you turn it around to look at what's in it, like, okay, yes, it is 0 calories, 0 fat, all of that, but there's so much other shit in it,
Yeah.
random stuff.
It's like,
Like, I'm
what?
looking at it, and anything that has OSE at the end of a word
Mhm.
is sugar. It's just
Yeah.
there's just different there's a bajillion different names for sugar, and, yeah, so anyways, even though it says, like, 0 sugars, all of that, well, just a bunch of stuff in there that's why I'm not a fan of it is because it's marketed as that, so then people think healthy is the thing.
Yeah.
That becomes misleading.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, this is healthy, this must be good," when in
I
reality, there's really nothing healthy about it.
it's like, what even is it?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
The
like, it's
real
food
thing.
grade or it wouldn't be on the store shelf, but, I think there's better options. I one of the things that gets me is, like you said, people look at it and they say it's healthy, but why is it that we equate just because something is low calorie or 0 calorie, why do we call that healthy? You know, like there's I think it's maybe an important thing for all of us, everybody, everyone listening and all of us to define what does healthy mean? If a food is healthy, what does that mean to you? And for
Mhm.
some reason, everyone has equated low calorie or 0, whatever, low fat, low whatever with healthy when I might disagree. To me,
Yeah.
healthy is more about nutrient dense and
Yeah.
having like protein or fiber or, things that your body is going to be able to use and can benefit from and can improve our overall health, not necessarily something that's just like 0 calorie or 0 whatever to make me lose weight. That doesn't
Right.
necessarily make it
Yeah.
healthy.
Yep, yep. And something else that goes with this is and this is on the front of a Walden Farms thing, is when things say naturally flavored or with other natural flavors, listen, that does not mean it is natural. Like fruit is natural, like the fruit, it's something that is made, it is grown, that's natural. But when we look at natural being in it as an ingredient, that could literally mean literally. Kiana's gonna be laughing because Gru from Despicable Me, we say that now literally. Every time I say that, I think of that now. But, yeah, it could mean anything. They could put a bunch of random ingredients together and call it natural.
Yeah,
It's not regulated.
natural
It is not
is
regulated.
that's exactly what I was about to say. It is not regulated at all. That word can be slapped on literally
Literally?
anything, and, it can yeah, they can put natural on anything. It
Yeah,
is not regulated at all, and if a company is going to be able to slap some kinda label or some kinda word or whatever on that package to get you to either buy it or to get you to spend more money on it, they will. And that's one of my things. I haven't mentioned yet on the podcast, but so for those that don't know, I have to eat a gluten-free diet. I'm not celiac. It's because of my thyroid levels are a little bit off, like my thyroid antibody number specifically is a little bit off, which is it's a little high, which can indicate potentially an autoimmune issue in the future. And so one of the things that they say to do is I have to eat gluten free to help reduce inflammation that helps lower that thyroid antibody number to hopefully hold off developing an autoimmune disease. So I can't, it's not that it like makes me sick like a celiac person, but which honestly is harder because I'm not at all saying not having celiac is not hard, but just in avoiding food, I don't react to it. So sometimes I catch that I am eating something that has like some hidden gluten in there and I don't realize it until, later, which is very frustrating. But as someone who eats gluten free, anyone who doesn't know, gluten free items that are not typically gluten free that are made gluten free, like cake mixes or bread, stuff like that, is insanely expensive. Like you will get the tiniest loaf of bread, and I swear to God, a slice of gluten-free bread is like half the size of a slice of normal bread. Like we eat these tiny little like man-child sandwiches, like these itty bitty little, because that's just the size of our bread. But it's like double the price, and it's crazy. So when I see things in stores that are naturally gluten-free already, like just how it comes, like gluten. So what gluten is a protein that is found in wheat. So for example, rice is not wheat. Rice is naturally gluten free as it is. You'll see packaging on certain things that'll just say gluten free across it. I'm like, no shit, it's rice. Like, of course it's gluten free, but they'll put it on there just to like make it look like this is some healthier version or whatever. And so they can jack up the price on it. And that is one of my biggest pet peeves because our stuff is already so expensive. And then when you take something that is just normally gluten free for everybody and put that on there, it just makes me mad that now I'm paying more money for regular stuff too.
Yeah, and again, it's still misleading too
Hmm.
because if, the average person who's just getting started or they're trying to eat healthier, they see gluten-free, "Oh, it must be healthier." No, it doesn't mean that
Yeah.
it's healthier, it's just something that they can slap on there to, like you said,
Hmm.
increase the price and then also make you believe that it's healthier so that you buy it because there's, like, the buzz of going around people are, I think, being healthier overall. I even, like, read
Yes.
somewhere that, I don't remember, it was on a podcast, and they were talking about how cottage cheese and yogurt are 2 things that
Hmm.
have, like, skyrocketed in consumerism, which is amazing, it's great. So people are choosing to and trying to be healthier. Along with that comes the misleading things
Yep.
and buzzwords too. So, like, another
Yeah.
one, is if it says, um, uh, they'll just slap on immune boosting or metabolism
Oh,
boosting,
yeah.
things like that, like, eating fruits and vegetables is metabolism boosting, eating chicken is metabolism boosting,
That's
but
right.
when they put something like that on there, it's because it's sexy, it's what we want, it's what we wanna
Hmm.
see, and so it's easy for products and supplements to do that because that's what
Yep.
sells.
And sometimes it may not even necessarily be very true. Like we talked about the Olipop, or was it Ollie or
Lollipop, yeah,
Pop? Yeah, Olipop.
last week,
And
a couple weeks ago.
I mean, technically, yeah, it does have pre and probiotics in it. So, and someone not taking the time to look into it, which is like everybody, really. I mean, who the hell's like, oh, I'm going to Google this and make sure, like not many people are doing
Yeah,
that. So you're going to see that and you're going to go, oh, well, I'll pick this one. It has pre and probiotics. That's good for my gut health. But what actually came out is that it has such a minuscule amount of pre and probiotics in it that it literally does nothing for you. And so they put it on there, and because it looks good and people are going to choose that particular product just for that purpose. Another one similar is like vitamin water. I didn't know this actually. I learned this yesterday when I was doing a little bit of reading to prepare for today. But vitamin water apparently has a bunch of sugar in it.
yeah,
I thought it was just water that had like infused with vitamins. I did not realize. I don't know that I've ever drank it. Maybe I didn't realize that they're actually adding sugar in that. But they're not going to say that. They're not going to put that on the label. They're going to just tell you, oh, vitamins, and so you equate it with, oh, this must be healthier. It has vitamins. Well, now you just drank a bunch of sugar. You may not have even realized it.
yeah, yeah, and, like, we're not saying sugar is bad, like, I
Nope.
think it's you have to, again, have, like, I hate using the word balance, but it's like some sugar, having a little bit of sugar is actually good,
Hmm.
but too much is obviously not as great,
Right.
but if you do it's like hidden sugars, then if you think vitamin water is healthy, so, "Oh, all these vitamins, I'm gonna be drinking that," but then you're also intaking a whole lot more of sugar, more than what you realized or thought or
Right.
wanted, so that's where the issue lies.
Yep. Yep. Agreed completely. Another one that, and I learned this, I don't know, fairly recently, is when products, meat, chicken, poultry, I guess specifically, has hormone free real big on the label.
Oh, yeah.
All poultry is hormone free, and it has been for many, many decades as required by the FDA. So it's not anything special that that particular brand is hormone free. Any brand of poultry that you buy is going to be hormone free because that's what's mandated by the government. But they put it on there because you hear people, and again, this is poultry, this does not apply to like beef and stuff. But you hear people say like, "Oh, we have a lot of these issues like girls starting their periods much earlier. It's because of all the hormones in our meat." It's like, that's not all the way true. There are no added hormones in poultry. Now, again, added hormones that does not include, what's the animal already had. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, there's no added hormones, but they'll put it on there. If you go look at your store, you'll see no added hormones on all the packaging for turkey and chicken and whatever. And it's like, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good point too. I didn't even think about that.
yeah.
And then I don't know if this would this that reminds me that reminds me of meats that are like grass fed or grass
Mm,
finished. I think this would maybe be more for like when we're if we talk about labels at some point. But I don't know your take on it. Grass fed and grass finished needs like that is the highest quality of meat. But I think sometimes it can be misleading when it just says grass fed.
mhm.
But there's a difference between grass-fed and grass-finished, but then if it's grass-fed, they're still being fed grain or there's still something, so it's just another thing that,
Yeah.
like
That's similar to eggs. Like there's cage free and there's free
yes.
range. People think cage free means free range. Not necessarily. If you're concerned about the treatment of that particular chicken that laid your egg, free range is what you want to be looking for. Because if you, I don't recommend it if you don't want to see it, but if you were to Google cage free, all you're gonna see are shit tons of chickens all smashed in somewhere together that's not in a
Mhm,
cage. That does
mhm,
not mean that they are free range and they're able to walk around and have a good quality of life. And so it's kind
mhm,
of a similar idea where they sound kind of similar, but they
mhm.
mean two different things, and it can be very
Yes.
misleading.
Yep, yep. Another one too is fear-based marketing too.
Oh,
I had down, like, when it says when they market, "Avoid this one food.
yeah.
Avoid this one food if you wanna lose weight. Avoid this one food if you care about your health. Avoid this one food if" so that is also very misleading because it's just pulling from your fear, making you fearful, and
Yeah.
then it just kind of it still contributes to the confusion, the fear behind food then, and
Yeah.
then, all of those things. So, that's another one to kind of just I would say it's a red flag, right? Like, avoid
Yeah.
this one food. Who's saying that? What company's saying that and why? Like,
Yeah.
get curious. Like, we talk about curiosity here, so it's like getting curious behind some of these things.
Yeah, agreed completely. Because, yeah, who's making money off of you avoiding that one food? And
Yeah.
a lot of times, like if it's these influencers, it cracks me up because they'll be like, you have to stop eating, blah, blah, blah. And then in the very next breath, they're like, I have this supplement that you can buy. It's like, oh, okay, there it is. You want
Yes.
you want me to buy your supplement to, whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
we talked about that before, we were recording, and it was about influencers will promote a supplement, which I'm not against, like, hopefully
mm,
someday we'll have sponsorships and we'll have
sure.
we'll encourage the supplement, but it's when they're tying it to the way their body looks or, like, a before and after, which before and afters can be misconstrued completely. They can
Yes.
be taken I could flip it. My after is actually or my before
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yep.
could put on weight and then yeah. Do you know what I'm getting at? Just
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
if it okay, before and
If
after, you
you
can flip them, and then
If you gain, yeah, you can say that
yes.
what you were before is actually your after, or yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But, uh, yeah, so it's just tying it into the body of
yeah,
something, that's when I think it's also a red flag.
yeah, yeah. You had mentioned like, when you have a smaller, thinner, fitter, whatever word you want to use, person that is touting, this is the product that I use to get blah, blah, blah. No, they didn't. I mean, maybe they might have used it, but that's not why they look any
So
kind
many
of
other
way.
things, yeah.
They're lifting, they're eating protein, they're doing all the things that we talked about before. And to be truthful, a lot of them are on like PEDs and steroids and whatever. And they're not natural anyway. So to think that someone who is not using those products and the steroid products, not the supplement, is going to be able to look like them just because they use the supplement that they're buying off of them is completely misleading and a total lie.
Right. Yes. Yeah, exactly. There's one other thing I was gonna talk about too. I can't remember what it was though. Oh, one other, so plant-based, like plant-based stuff we kinda
Yeah.
touched on, but when it so again, if you're vegan, if you're plant-based, nothing wrong with that. Like,
Hmm.
I would ask why. Like, so if you're doing plant-based or vegan because you think that it is what you need to do to reach your goal, and you can have seasons, right? Like maybe for a time of your life, you're gonna be plant-based for a little bit, and then you're gonna switch and do not plant-based,
Hmm.
whatever. But if you're doing that because or buying those foods because you think it is going to be it's the healthier thing to do or you're trying to be restrictive, that's the mentality that we got to maybe question and get curious again, and where that misleading information and marketing comes in, because these companies will say vegan, vegan candy bars or meatless
Yeah.
nuggets, like that exploded. And I don't think it's because, I don't know for sure, but I don't think it's because people who are meatless or they need that plant-based option is okay, what am I trying to say? When it markets it as meatless chicken nuggets, if you're, again, coming to it with the approach of or mentality that this is going to be healthier for me, or I need to have this to lose weight or to lose body fat, that's just where it can get misleading. That's where you as a consumer need to know and get curious about
Yeah.
why you're doing something. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Like if someone is, I know several people that are vegetarian and it is an ethical thing. It's just
Mhm.
how they feel about animals. Fine. Totally fine, whatever. But if your sole purpose for doing it is just because you think that this is going to be the way to lose weight or to do whatever,
Correct.
that's where we're kind of going awry here. Like any time
Yes.
that you need to completely change or omit things from your diet just in the name of trying to lose weight, that that's a big red flag that you're going down the wrong path right away. If you feel like you have to cut carbs to lose weight, red flag. If you feel like you have to cut out meat and go completely meatless just to lose weight, red flag. Like that's just
Mhm.
not sustainable is really what it comes down to. It's not to say that you won't lose weight doing that thing, but that's just not sustainable. What happens when you go back to normal life again and you
Yeah.
gain all your weight back? And then what? You
Yeah.
haven't learned a true sustainable lifestyle change by just simply cutting a bunch of things in the name of
Yeah.
progress.
Yeah. Or I think about, like, if you get to a point where the mentality has changed and you're like, okay, or like language around food has changed and you're like, okay, I know that this donut isn't going to make me feel good or chips isn't going to make me feel
Hmm.
good. And you're coming to it as like, I actually don't want that versus I have to cut that out. I have to do less of that. Then yeah, that's where
Yeah.
it totally changes the approach and like the mentality behind it. So yeah, it's just, it can be hard when it's misleading and when the marketing is that
Yeah.
way. So, like, what do you tell people? Like, what would be someone listening, like, what now? Like, I'm hearing this information, how can I do better?
I mean, for me, so like for my clients, like just learning that high protein check and implementing it when you go, and know too that you don't necessarily have to use a protein product to hit your protein goals. There are ways where you can hit your protein goals using whole foods. It's going to take work, it's going to take practice. Most people aren't hitting their targets just using whole foods. But if you do choose to get protein products, then just know what exactly you're looking for. Know what it means to be high protein and don't let the things slapped on the labels. Like a good example that I used in a video a while back was Kodiak waffles. Not the mix, but like the frozen waffles. Right on the front of them, they say protein packed. Y'all, there's 10 grams of protein in there. 10.
Oh, that's a good
Like,
example.
that is not protein packed in any kind of way. Is 10 grams of protein more protein than what's in an Eggo waffle? Probably, yeah. But that doesn't mean it's packed. It's also, I don't know what it is, but it's like 250 calories. 10 grams of protein for 250 calories is not worth it to me personally. I would just as soon eat the better tasting Eggo and have some eggs and egg whites or some turkey bacon or turkey, whatever. Add actual protein rather than spending more money on Kodiak, which doesn't taste as good, only for a measly 10 grams of protein, you know? So just being aware, like knowing what's important to you, like which of all these things that we talked about, which are most important to you at this point in time, kind of like when we talk about getting started on your health journey, pick one or two. You don't need to worry about all of these things at once. Just pick one or two that's important to you to start and pay attention to it and look for that when you do your shopping. And just being an informed consumer can save you a lot of money, a lot of stress, and a lot of time in your journey.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing that I would wanna get across is, like, it's just the awareness behind it and having the self-awareness behind it
Hmm.
going into, like, the next time you go grocery shopping, and really just I always go back to having mostly whole foods, and when I say whole foods, I mean, the one ingredient or a couple ingredient, like, things that you can make, like, homemade, maybe it's fruit and vegetables,
Hmm.
like, just the produce and things like that, and then you can have like, you can still have the cereal or the things, but it's just about knowing that it's a huge market,
Hmm.
hyper palatable foods, processed foods, and they will do anything to you to buy it, and then it tastes so good, like, you literally will want more of it. That's why they do that, and so it's just being aware going into the store, going into when you're grocery shopping that, "Hey, if this actually says high protein or all natural, like, what does that actually mean? Is it
Yeah.
actually?" So it's getting curious and, like, starting to kind of learn for
Hmm.
yourself, and then also, like, again, just going back into the whole foods and things like that and
Yeah.
choosing those. And, you don't have to always get the high protein cookie, those taste like fucking shit
Oh, they're
anyways.
gross.
There is one I should look at the I don't it's not high protein, but it's just better ingredients. That's what I would say
Mm.
too, is, like, learning to look at the ingredients versus just the fat number or even just the protein
Yeah.
or the carbs. Like, the what is in our foods matters
Yeah.
also, like, so it's also learning to bring your eyes to the ingredients of it and seeing what's in that. So, when I'm looking at cookies and if I want a, quote, "healthier option" because I actually enjoy healthier like, I like experimenting, I like finding healthier options, I always go to the ingredients of things and I look to see what's in there, and there is one that I had recently that a friend got me, and it was fucking delicious, but mostly if
Oh,
it's just high protein cookies, they don't taste good anyways. They don't
yeah.
curb my craving for actual cookie. I don't
No,
get
and
satisfied with
dude,
it, you know?
those Lenny and Larry's brand are the
That's what I was thinking.
worst. They are nowhere near high protein. If y'all go do the high protein check on those cookies, first of all, one of those cookies
That's
is
what we
actually
did,
2
yes.
servings, and so you have to
Wait, say
know
that again?
that. One of those cookies is actually 2 servings. If you look at
Oh,
the
yes!
so it's your
Look at the serving
serving is
size.
actually only half a cookie, so you gotta watch the
Mhm.
serving size, and then even then, it's absurdly low in protein compared to how many calories are in it, and it doesn't even taste good. So that's something I was gonna say, almost the flip of what you just said is, like, how, the hyperpalpable foods and whatever. Sometimes it's like, don't torture yourself with these, like, supposed healthier options that probably cost double the price, that don't even taste good, when really if you look at the what supposedly unhealthy version of it is may not be that different
Mhm.
from like the
Yep.
Lenny and Larry's. Like, honestly, I would just as soon eat regular cookies than eat anything from Lenny and Larry's at all, because it's
Yep.
not worth it. It doesn't taste good and it is very expensive. And I would just as soon have some regular cookies alongside a protein shake to get my
I was
protein
gonna
in.
yes, I was gonna say that, like, if you have something that's the actual thing, like the cookie or whatever it is,
Hmm.
have the real thing and then pair it with with an apple, pair it with, like,
Yeah.
whatever that whole food is.
Some
Maybe it's a protein
fiber.
source,
Yeah.
like, it's yeah, something, just pair it with that, yeah.
Yep.
So mhm.
Agreed. All right. Hey, I think we covered
Look
it.
at
And
that.
look at us, guys. We didn't keep you here for almost
55
2 hours.
minutes 55 minutes
Hey.
in. Holy shit. I think, like, yeah, so, like, the main, I think, overall goal here to summarize is the self-awareness when you go shopping,
Mhm.
just start to have the awareness that, like, what I'm seeing in the marketing can possibly be misleading, it can be false,
Yes.
it can be guiding me in the direction that I actually don't wanna go. So having that awareness and, that's kinda the main thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
a big
Just be aware and know what it is that you're looking for. So
yeah.
maybe, jot down some notes here or check out the I don't know if the show notes would necessarily have it. It might. Yeah, the show notes usually have like key ideas and things. Yeah, jot down some ideas that we gave you and take that with you, and even go to your own kitchen right now and take a look at some of the things that you have, and just educate
Mhm.
yourself on the products is really what it comes down to.
Yes. Yes, and look at the ingredients.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you have any other questions from this episode, please feel free to message us on Instagram. Anything specific to this episode or any of the episodes. We'd love to know if you have any questions based off of what we have said and talked about, or if you have ideas for future topics.
Yeah.
UBAPod on Instagram and any social media, ubapod@gmail.com.
That's
That's it.
us. All
Cool.
right, y'all. We'll see you next
Okay.
time.
All right. See you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.